Games in, already halfway through the year. What teams have passed, and what teams have just completely failed? And we're going to get to it this time. So, welcome to another edition of G&T Sports Talk. It's your boy Bobby Thompson.
I'm Julian Gallardi, and the Jets get an F for fucking fantastic. And I'm being 100% sarcastic with the fantastic remark. But an F is the grade that they deserve, and that's the grade they get. Especially Adam freaking Gase. Gase needs to be fired now. I already went on my rant, those of you that saw it, and I'm not done going against Gase. He's horrific. He's the worst coach I've ever seen. He makes Todd Bowles look like a good coach, for crying out loud.
Wow.
He makes Jeremy Bates' offense look amazing. We're ranked dead last in every offensive category that matters, basically. And this guy's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer. He's a quarterback killer. He's ruining Sam Darnold. This is ridiculous. You can't even tell me that Sam's looked good in many of these games. The only good game he's had was the Dallas game. And that's an aberration at this point, unfortunately, because he's had Bills where he was injured a little bit and sick or whatever, so I'll give that one a pass, but you got one good game, two horrific games, and I'll say the Dolphin game was shitty, it was, but it wasn't as bad as the other ones. I would say it was mediocre in the Dolphin game, and that one interception, a miss to Robbie, and a few other things, taking the sack to put us at a field goal range when Ficken ends up missing, But yeah, this is an F. This is a disaster. If Gase sees the team next season, I will see myself out.
I'll just tell you this. I agree that Adam Gase was a terrible hire. I don't think he's a good head coach at all. He's one of those guys who should just be a coordinator. Where did he have success?
I don't even know about that anymore.
I mean, where did he... Well, he also worked with Peyton Manning. That's another thing. So
yeah, exactly.
Peyton Manning made him. So
and Peyton calls the Jets and we take his word and he's a good hire for some reason. Fucking Chris Johnson.
So
stupid ass.
Well, yeah. The Jets organization makes a lot of questionable decisions, and
That's
one of those questionable decisions goes with Adam Gase.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't really need to get into it. I think that we all agree that Mike McCarthy was the guy. I feel like he could have definitely helped Darnold. I don't think Gase is helping Darnold. I think he's making Darnold worse. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
This team is a train wreck. All this year, all we heard was the New York Jets. This is a new, improved Jets. new uniforms, new everything.
Same old Jets.
And
Goddamn
the clown
Jets.
show is still there. All you see, all the Jets hit the field. All they have is the Joker face paint, the smile.
I should have used the face paint used on Halloween right now. That's how I'm feeling. We lose to the Dolphins, who are not even trying to win football games. That's how bad this is getting. We are now positioned with the third pick at this rate, and it could be better. Who knows? But honestly, we lost to a team that's trying to lose games, even in game. First of all, they basically gave us that safety. And then they also did a halfback draw instead of trying to get a touchdown in one sequence. And we still lost the football game. They were not even trying to win. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic. And I don't care how injured we are. The Jets have more talent than the Miami Dolphins. And the Jets have more talent than a lot of these one-win football teams. Like the Redskins, Bengals, winless. Not Falcons. Falcons have a lot of talent. I don't know what's going on there either. Another F, but... Yeah, all right. We'll talk about this more later, but I'm fed up. F for fed up. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that's cool. All right, so here's what we're going to do. All right, midterm reports. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to talk about divisions. We're going to start in the AFC East. So we know the Jets got an F. How about my Patriots?
Hey, even with the loss, I'll give you guys
We did get our asses handed to us by Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, and we'll get to them in a second.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this. All the Patriots defense ranked still, which by the way is still first in the league in every category, has done nothing short of spectacular.
Yeah.
The Patriots on offense were mediocre. I think that game against the Ravens, Jules, they found success in that no huddle. You remember back in the day when they used to do that?
Yeah, of course.
You expect that a lot more. I'm not giving them an A+. I'm going to give them an A.
I'll give them an A, too.
Here's the A. I think that all phases of the game, there could be stuff to work on. Defensively, we got to stop the run. The past 2 weeks, we've been getting killed on the ground. So we got to clean that up. We have a bye this week. We get it cleaned up. Offense, pass blocking. Marshall Newhouse, you are a fucking jackass. You are tasked to block Tom Brady's blind side. And what have you done? In 9 games, you have allowed 7 sacks. You fucking bum.
How about our whole offensive line? Speaking of bumps, holy shit. How did I let those guys go? They all suck.
Yeah, you want Marshall Newhouse? You'll suck even more, too.
I don't think it could be worse than the shit we're running out there.
But all in all, I'm going to give the Patriots an A.
I agree.
I'm going to tell you this. Buffalo Bills are getting a B+ from me.
I was going to give them an A-, actually.
An A-? Okay, I'm going to give them a B+. On the border of A-. I will tell you this. They do have 2 losses. 2 losses, the Patriots.
And the Eagles.
And the Eagles kicked the shit out of them.
Yeah, they did.
But the one thing that the Bills did, what did they do the next week? They responded.
Yep.
This team is for real. I think we could agree.
I think they could be a playoff team. They're in position right now. That's why they're getting an A- from me. I'm surprised a little bit. I thought this could have been like an 8-win football team, but it looks like they're closer to 10 wins, potentially. 9. I think 9 and 7 is worst case for them right now. They play the Dolphins against. That's an automatic win right there.
They play New England again in Foxborough.
That's going to be a loss, most likely. I'll admit that. But Buffalo has a lot of things to look forward to. They can possibly get a wild card. They're very much in play. And I think they get an A- because they've exceeded expectations. Allen's been up and down like always, but he's been good enough to get them where they need to be. Singletary's been outstanding. I've talked about him at length, and I still really admire his game. He plays great. And their defense is just, we know what their defense is. It's good.
Yeah.
Real good.
And the one thing with this team is they just get better and better every week. And, it seems to me that the weaknesses they show, then next week they clean it up. So so they're going to be around. They're going to be good for a long time. They're young. I think the signing of Cole Beasley is fitting for them because him and Josh Allen have a rapport. He goes to him a lot now, especially in the red zone. So
yeah, he's been good.
They're going to build on that. But I think right now, moving on to the last team in our division, Jules, I think you and I could give this, look at each other in the face right now, and say at the same time, the Dolphins get a F.
Clearly, because they're not even trying to win, so that's the F. And they still get a win against us, but you know what? There's not much to say. It is what it is. It's a tanking football team, and that's why they're getting an F from us. It's very simple. Move on to the NFC East. We can go with the Redskins. That's another F.
F.
Complete F-bomb. Redskins are just a train wreck.
Garbage.
We talked about them enough. There's not much to say. Haskins, again, played horribly against the Bills. And they put up 9 points. They're 1-8 now. They actually have the second pick, I believe, at this moment. Bengals have the first pick. So Redskins F. It's very cut and dry with them. Mm-hmm. Giants, I'm giving a D. At 2-7.
Giants a D. Okay, I'll give them a D too.
Because I didn't have much expectations for this team. That's why I'm not going to go F. Like, if I had more expectations, I would do F. Redskins, I thought, could have been a little bit better, and they only have 1 win. So, Giants get a solid D, and it really comes down to coaching and Gettleman for me. Gettleman's making some horrible decisions. I think the Leonard Williams trade's going to come back to bite them. I was really happy with that trade. And you saw again against the Cowboys, what does he do? Well, he shows up for about 2 plays. He almost gets a sack 1 play, maybe got a tackle or something, but when you need him most and when the game's on the line, he's nowhere to be found.
The big catch just cowers away.
And I saw 1 play that he got absolutely demolished and opens up a 10-foot hole for Zeke Elliott. I don't know if you caught that. Someone had it on Twitter, right? It was embarrassing. And also, Pat Shurmur just can't coach this football team. It's very clear to me. I watched this game. This is probably the most I watched a game since I saw the Giants play the Bills, I'll be honest. But Shurmur's play calling is asinine. It makes no sense. He doesn't get Barkley the ball enough. He doesn't run Barkley on first down. He's trying to make Daniel Jones win the game, which is not what you want your rookie quarterback doing. Barkley is the best player on the Giants. He needs to be featured more. I don't understand. Also, they had so many chances to put the Cowboys away. They just kept settling for field goal. And then, of course, they erupted halftime. The Giants really should have won that game. I really think they should have. They had the game won. They get the interception to start the game. Prescott hands them the ball at the 9-yard line. They can't even get a touchdown. It's embarrassing.
2 words. Black cat. That just shows the look of the New York Giants.
As soon as that cat came on the field, it was all over for the Giants.
Yeah.
They were up 12-3 before the cat. And then after the cat, they just got bodied.
Yeah.
27-6 after the cat.
So we'll tell you this. I'm going to go with Dallas. I'm going to give them a B+. A B. I'm not going to give them an A.
I'm going to give them a B-, actually.
A B-, okay. I'm going to give them a B. You give them a B-.
Because
okay.
They lost to us. So that gives them a B-.
Yeah.
I'll even admit it at this point. Like, you can't lose to the Jets. We're your only win. You're our only win. So, and you should have lost this game, in my opinion. Cowboys, I mean, they are very up and down. They beat the teams they're supposed to beat, except us, I guess. But when they play a legitimate team, what happens with the Cowboys?
They just they crumble.
Most situations, yeah.
It's just too inconsistent down there in Dallas.
It's just. But I do like some things I've seen. I mean, Prescott's on the road. That's the real issue that we need to talk about with this Cowboys team. On the road, they don't travel well. They haven't played well. Prescott's not the same quarterback he is at home. I saw some graphics about that. And I know before the game they were 1-3, so now they're 2-3 on the road. And Elliott's still doing his thing. I mean, the Cowboys have the talent to win this division. It's just a question of the coaching and Jason Garrett always, as we talk about. Mm-hmm. Will he put them in position to succeed? I'm not sure. I know you're not sure.
Yeah.
We are not Jason Garrett guys by any means.
No, we are definitely not Jason Garrett. I don't want to be Jason Garrett at all. Can't stand that guy.
Eagles 5-4. I'm going to put them in the same boat. B- for me. I think this Eagles team I expected more from. I think you may have as well. They're 5-4, and to me they're just not clicking in all cylinders. It's very up and down. Although the last 2 weeks have been a good sign, but they've lost a lot of games. Like they lose to the Lions, for example. I forgot they had another suspect loss. I don't know if you could think of it off the top of your head, but they played very inconsistently this year.
They're just not. Well, they lost to the game. Remember, they lost to Dallas. That's the game where Doug Peterson run his mouth. Oh, we're going to get that win.
Yeah,
and they just got their asses handed to them.
Eagles C+, Cowboys B-.
Yeah, C+.
Cowboys beat them. So.
C+ for Philly is about right. I'm going to tell you this right now. This team could be so good, but they don't address their defense enough. Their secondary is hot shit. Hot garbage, excuse me.
That might be an insult to hot garbage.
Yeah. I think that this offense, the one thing we could say is these receivers, Aguilar, Jeffrey, thank you.
Jackson's been injured the whole season.
And now they just re-signed Jordan Matthews coming back for his third stint.
How is that guy still in the league? I just don't get it.
Jordan Matthews.
So bad.
So they don't catch the football. They're so inconsistent, it's a problem. The only thing I like about the Eagles right now is their run game. Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders coming on strong.
Yep. So I will tell you this.
Ertz also woke up finally, which we need to see more of.
Carson, I think you could agree too. Carson Wentz is not playing well. I think he's too inconsistent this year. I really do. I don't think he's playing well. I think that there's been a lot of reports. I don't really want to get into it that much.
Alshon situation talking in the locker room.
A lot of people are not very sold on Carson. They were full. Everybody in that locker room loved Nick Foles, but some reason they don't like Carson Wentz.
I don't think Wentz is the problem, though. I mean,
I'm not saying he's a problem. I'm saying people in the locker room, and they do this quietly too. There's been reports out there.
Alshon,
the Alshon one I heard, but there's been people who said they don't know with Carson, they don't feel he's like a leader or something like that, and he's not a bad guy. It's just not clicking. This team should not be a 5-4 football team. They should be up. They should be like a 7-2 team. That's the kind of talent this team actually has.
Okay, so we're gonna try to speed up a bit.
Yeah,
we're gonna go through some. We're gonna go through the better ones and the worst ones, and we're gonna start to kind of put it in that order a little bit. So Packers get a solid, A- since they lost to the Chargers. I would have given them an A, but they have to take a step back a little bit. Still a great football team, still in position to win their division and everything. No, I don't see many issues with the Packers. I think they just got caught sleeping. And remember, I said on the show that I thought they would get caught sleeping.
Yeah, I agree. Packers definitely. I'm going to give them an A. I think that with the injuries to receivers that they've dealt with, they've handled it perfectly. I think they found their running back of the future is Aaron Jones. This guy's a stud. And then Jamal Williams is also making plays as well. Devontae Adams coming back. Once he gets healthy, you'll see this team be scoring a lot more points. But the one thing is this defense of the Packers, Jules, I think we could agree, and I say this every week, the law firm of Smith & Smith just keeps wrecking havoc on teams that didn't play well against the Chargers.
The whole team didn't play well against the Chargers.
But this team will be there. So they're going to get an A. They got a lot to work on.
I'll do A-,
So, yeah, they're up there.
Vikings get a B+ for me. They took a bad loss in Arrowhead. I really thought they should have won that football game. But still a solid season despite Kirk Cousins' mediocre self. 6-3. They're doing what they got to do. They're going to be in that position to get a wild card, maybe even get the division. They're only one game behind the Packers, so they are very much in the mix. Sticking that division, Lions get a B- for me. I like what I've seen. Although they did lose to Oakland, and they've won 3 games. They're 3-4. I mean, they're not. Actually, I think they might be 3-5 now. I just realized, but yeah, because they had to have played 8 games. Oh, they tied. Okay, they're 3-4-1. There we go. So they get a B- for me. I know they didn't play well, but they've still exceeded expectations, in my opinion. Bears get a C- to D+ at 3-5 right now. They've been awful. Mitch Trubisky just can't figure it out. Matt Nagy, we've talked about at length. They can't kick the ball still. Bears not looking hot right now. And I guess the question is, do you think that they're going to change quarterbacks next year?
Yeah.
You think it's going to happen?
I think they should have done that a long time ago. Mitch is just not the guy. He's not meant for this. I've said this, that when they drafted him, he only started 1 season for North Carolina.
That's right.
And he was drafted 2nd overall. He was not ready for the big time. Last year he played well, and this year he's hot garbage.
Mm-hmm. And he seems to be getting exposed. It seems like they've got tape on Nagy's plans or whatever.
Yep. Matt Nagy is supposed to be an offensive genius. For those of you who don't know, he used to be the offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
So, you have a running game. Start running the goddamn football. Stop letting Trubisky throw 56 times a game. Like, come on.
Yeah, we've talked about this in
length. So with that, to finish off that division, Packers A. I'm going to give the Vikings a B.
Yeah.
I'm going to give
a B+.
I'm giving the Bears a D-.
I'll give them a
They're
D+,
that bad.
C-.
And the Lions, I'm going to go with C+. The
That's
Lions
fair.
have been extremely competitive.
Yeah.
So they've had a lot of mistakes early on in the year. I think they're getting much better. So they're going to get a C+ from me.
AFC North, Ravens get a B+, A- for me. And I think the win over the Patriots can make the A- case. But this team did lose to the Browns still. So that's why it might be a B+. But they're 6-2. They're right in the thick of it. They have a chance to get that number 1 seed for sure. If the Patriots lose another game, Ravens keep winning. They'll have the tiebreaker. So we'll see what happens with that. Steelers, I'm going to give a C+, actually, because they've actually hung in there despite all the injuries. C+, B- for the Steelers, I think. What do you think about Baltimore and the Steelers?
Baltimore is getting an A- for me. They showed early on in the year, they got that big win in Miami, but then they took that bad loss to the Browns. I'm going to tell you this. What I saw on Sunday night where they just manhandled my team, Lamar Jackson's a freak of nature. I think he should be in the conversation for MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I think this running game of the Ravens is scary. And down the road, you are not going to want to play this team when it's cold and you need to run the football.
They're built for a playoff.
Yep, they are built for this moment. Lamar Jackson has shut everybody up.
He's the man.
Last year they said, "Oh, you can't throw the ball." He has shut everybody up. They have centered this team to his skill set, and it's starting to come into form. They're 6-2, and they're going to be there.
He's been the best quarterback in the class.
Yes, he has.
I hate to admit it, obviously, because Sam's in the class, but Lamar's outperformed all of them by wide lengths so far.
Yeah.
It's not too close.
No. And with the Steelers, you know what? The Steelers are going to get a C from me. I'm going to give them a C. And Jill, I know you're listening to this, and you're going to...
I'll give you a B-, Jill. I'll give you the B-.
You'll laugh at this. I'm going to tell you, this team has just dealt with a lot of disappointing things happening, with the injuries to Roethlisberger, James Conner getting injured. For crying out loud, they had Jalen Samuel and that guy Trey Edmonds or whatever the hell his name is, and they just find ways. I think Steelers fans can admit with me they found a diamond in the rough with Deontay Johnson. Everyone thought it would be James Washington, including myself. That is not the case.
Yeah.
But I think this team could improve. I think Mason Rudolph really, once you get his confidence building, he's coming off a bad injury too.
Yeah, the Steelers have just battled injuries all year, almost worse than us.
The injury bug has bit Pittsburgh hard at Heinz Field.
Yes, I think I say B- because they've had to overcome a lot. They're still 500. They could still be a playoff team technically. They're not out of it by any means. So we'll see how they finish the season. Cleveland Browns D-. I really want to give them an F, but I'll do D-, I guess, since they've won 2 football games. But based on the expectations we have for this team, it could very easily be an F. Well, I didn't have that high of expectations, but other people did.
We
what? Both said Ravens.
I think
season started.
Yeah, we did. I think I bought into the hype train of the Browns because getting Odell Beckham, everything they did.
It looked
good on paper, but you can't put it together.
And Kitchens can't coach.
And Kitchen is a fucking terrible
He's going to be
coach.
one and done, just like my buddy Gase, hopefully.
There'll be some nice job openings lined up at the end of the year, but in regards to the Browns, I will say this. I'm giving this team a hard F. I think you guys are garbage. I think that Baker Mayfield, you run your mouth more than you do on the field. You have just completely, and I'm going to say this, you have talent, kid. You're better than everyone said it. Everyone has said that you could be the second coming of, Johnny Manziel. Spoiled little brat, comes from money. I'll tell you this, you're better than Johnny Manziel ever was, bro. But I'll tell you what, you need to shut your fucking mouth and just go out and play. Because your play lately has been god-awful.
You missed Odell
for crying. Odell Beckham's on the sideline complaining. He said he can't get the fucking ball. He said it. And I feel bad for Odell, too. I really do. On the play, and did you see the fourth down play? Odell was one-on-one on a fade to the end zone. All you have to do is lob it up, and he would have got it. I'm going to say this, even fucking Eli would have done that. Come on, Baker. And also another reason, Baker Mayfield, you look like a child molester with your stupid little mustache.
He shaved 3 times.
You shaved 3 times. That's just clown. That's just clown shit, bro. All I'm going to say is this: this team is a wreck. I don't think God can fix this team. The Lord Himself, Jesus Christ Himself, could come down from heaven and coach this team and cannot fix it.
While we're at it,
yeah, it's a problem. So, all I'm going to say is with the Browns is Baker Mayfield, and you're going to love this one, Jules. Stop it.
Yeah, and then Bengals F. It's very simple. This team's garbage.
We don't even really... The Bengals, all I'm going to say is just get your shit. Get a win. Try to get a win. You're 0-8. I think 0-8.
They are 0-8. They're
0-8.
The only winless team
only
left.
winless team.
We get to play them in another toilet bowl.
They're getting reinforcements with AJ Green making his debut.
AJ.
So we'll get into that on the second show. But, okay, so with that, I agree that they deserve an F. There's nothing good about this team.
Yeah,
it's just been so bad. And now they made a quarterback change. With
2 years too late, probably.
Ryan Finley.
But here they are now. They finally decided to bench Andy Dalton. I don't know how it took them so long to realize how mediocre Andy Dalton is. This guy's such trash.
He's garbage.
He's just absolutely horrendous. And Ryan Finley, we'll see what the kid's made of now.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing how they all come together and play
we
with
might as well try something different at this point. Why not?
Exactly.
So, all right, we're going to cut to commercial. We're going to do the second half of the league for our midterm reports.